Hi, I'm Casey St. Rose with Healing House Counseling in Fairbanks. Today I have a special guest here, Jody Hassel. Jody offers a unique service here in the community, and her interview is one in a series of interviews that we are launching to showcase providers in our community that are offering unique ways to achieve well-being. So Jody, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And so I did a brief introduction, but maybe you can expound upon that and tell us a little bit more about who you are and what it is that you offer.
Sure. So I am a yoga teacher, and I've been practicing and teaching yoga for many years here in Fairbanks and studying outside. Most recently, I'm certified as a trauma center, trauma-sensitive yoga teacher. And so I'm currently offering trauma-informed yoga and trauma-sensitive yoga here in the community.
Oh, that's great. Maybe you can share with us a little bit more about what exactly is trauma-sensitive yoga.
So yoga, we might define first just to get a little bit of context, and it's a practice that we might consider like an exercise or something we see fancy pictures of poses on a magazine.
Right.
But it's also much more than that, and it comes to us here in the West by way of ancient Eastern traditions where systems of a wide variety were designed to lead us toward maybe one general goal, and that is one of union, which is what yoga means. And that was this idea of uniting our mind, body, and spirit through a practice of physical exercises and other techniques. Trauma-sensitive yoga takes mostly from this physical practice and this idea of creating a mind-body connection in the present moment.
So I imagine that connection between mind, body, and spirit would be very important to recovery and trauma.
So oftentimes trauma survivors experience various states of feeling disconnected, maybe from their body. They may be experiencing physical sensations or situations where they are still replaying events from the past. So part of the practice of yoga is to bring us current, present, aware of sensation in this moment.
Great. Maybe you can tell us who exactly can benefit from this type of service.
Trauma-informed yoga, and more specifically trauma-centered, trauma-sensitive yoga, might be considered in a couple of different categories. So I think anyone sort of at large might benefit from trauma-informed yoga because it is a type of approach wherein people who practice the forms are able to experience an understanding of what's happening within their own body. Maybe there's a little bit more room for individual choice, whether they're doing a practice in a certain way or not, as opposed to a regular yoga class where you go and you feel kind of like you have to follow along with what everyone else is doing. So in that way, I think trauma-informed yoga benefits a large population. Trauma-centered, trauma-sensitive yoga might be more geared toward a specific population. And that group would be survivors of extreme traumatic events such as PTSD, folks with complex trauma or developmental trauma where people may have experienced years and years of abusive situations.
Okay. Now, is this something that can be used throughout life, something that you can incorporate, you learn it, and then you take it home and you can incorporate it? Or is it something that's situational?
The trauma-sensitive yoga is more a specific treatment and is an adjunct therapy meant to be offered in tandem with the work of a therapist.
Gotcha.
And so that would be up to the individual client and the therapist how beneficial the treatment is. It could be something that is well integrated into an ongoing practice that helps a client to learn how to reconnect with that mind-body understanding of self, or sensation of being present.
Okay, very good. So you're offering a very unique service in our community. Maybe you can share with us a little bit about why you're so passionate about the work that you do.
Well, I'm largely drawn to this type of work as a kind of trauma survivor myself. And I think a lot of us who work in these fields of healing come to it by way of trying to heal ourselves. So that's at the root of my work here. But I'm also very drawn towards systems that help to empower people and clients. And having been a teacher in other venues such as the school district or the university, I understand that being a teacher, you wield a lot of power, and that there are various ways to work with power. You can have power over others or power with others. And the trauma-sensitive yoga prioritizes a kind of shared power. So that in the practice, I am also practicing, and even though I'm facilitating, I'm doing my best to offer opportunities for people to come into reconnecting with their own sense of empowerment.
Well, that's really great. One of the terms that I tend to use is I'm a wounded healer, right? And you're absolutely right. I see that in our field a lot, and I find it more beneficial when I connect with someone who really values and trusts the service that they're providing because they've used it. I kind of standoffish and leery of people who don't really utilize or haven't utilized their own services. It kind of tells me, maybe you're not too sure about what it is you're doing. So I think that's great. And I think that we have that mindset of shared power. That's awesome. So thank you for sharing that. One of the things that I'm excited about, and just even knowing that this service is available in the community, is the population that I serve mainly is survivors of sexual abuse and trauma. And so I'm really excited. Maybe you can share with us what it is that you're willing to offer as a service for Healing House clients.
Well, we certainly welcome Healing House clients, and especially survivors of such trauma, into the studio where I work, which is called Blossom House. And I'm also offering a financial discount for Healing House clients, 20% off of all of your treatments if you're willing to take on our practice. And you can find that at our website, which is www.blossomhouse.org.
Great. And where are you located at?
Our studio is downtown at 147 First Ave.
So Jody, we've covered a lot of information, but before we finish, I'd like to know, is there anything that I haven't asked that you really wish that I had asked so that you could share that information with the audience?
Well, one part of offering trauma-sensitive yoga that I may not have touched on yet is the priority for us to offer a safe space, one that is non-triggering in terms of how we set up our space, how we use language. And so my main effort here is to create a space that feels safe and empowering for our clients.
And that's so necessary. It's absolutely necessary. That's one of the things that talk about a lot with Healing Houses. This is a safe place of healing. And so I'm really excited about the service that you're offering. I'm really hopeful that our community will take advantage of that because it's something that's very needed. And I thank you for being here today and sharing your services and even offering a discount to Healing House clients. Thank you very much.
Thank you.